Welcome to Reading Area Community College and to the beautiful Miller Center. It's so nice to see everyone this morning. My name is Dr. Susan Looney, and I am the very proud president of this institution. For those of you who've been on campus before, we welcome you back. And for those of you new to Reading Area Community College, if this is your first time here on campus, I want to share just a few facts that many people don't know about us. First of all, we are the largest higher education institution in Berks County. With credit and non-credit, so our academic programs, GED, ESL, workforce training, we serve over 8,500 students a year. That's big. We're really proud of that. We are also extremely affordable. Our tuition's about $6,000 a year. And in these times, obtaining an education for that price is a really wonderful value. We are exceptionally proud of the fact that we have the federal designation of being the first and one of only two in Pennsylvania Hispanic serving institutions. Right? Absolutely. To receive that federal designation, the federal government requires that we have a student body of about 25% of self-designating Latinos. This year, our student body population from a demographic standpoint was 41% Latino. We are so proud of that. We are truly the community's college. Over 40% of our students live in the city of Reading. Very proud of that as well. And over 90% of our graduates stay here in Berks County. It's amazing. As I said, we are so proud to be the community's college. Of course, we are honored to host today's State of the City address by Mayor Eddie Moran. But before we begin, I would like to recognize some individuals who've joined us today. And there's quite an impressive list. First and foremost, Senator Judy Schwank. Thank you for being here. State Representative Manny Guzman. State Representative Jahani Sapeda Freitas. And we're also honored to have members from City Council here today. City Council President Donna Reed. City Council Member Melissa Ventura. And City Council Member Chris Miller. Also like to welcome community leader and previous City Council member Angel Figueroa. Magistrate Judge Carissa Johnson. Magistrate Judge Tanya Butler. And the Honorable Scott E. Lash. I also recognize some Reading School District board members and administration. Welcome, we're glad you're here. And I also want to recognize the RAC Board of Trustee members who've joined us today, which include Mike Toledo, Jack Gumbaugh, and Daniel Cortez. I am so thankful for all of their support. So, officially, elected November 5th, 2019, Mayor Eddie Moran began serving his term on January 6th of 2020. He is Reading's 84th mayor and also the first Latino to be elected mayor in a Pennsylvania municipality with more than 85,000 residents. Since taking office, Mayor Moran has promoted 4 pillars that guide his vision for building a better Reading: safe streets and safe neighborhoods, education and workforce development, community and economic development, and responsible leadership. He often says, we will foster synergy between governments, the public, nonprofit, academic, business, and faith-based organizations. It is my pleasure to introduce Mayor Eddie Moran.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos días a todos. What an honor to have each and every one of you here today. I want to thank Dr. Looney for that amazing introduction and for recognizing everyone in the audience. I also want to recognize somebody who is also very special to me and dear, who is here, and probably the reason why I'm here, because of her continued support and commitment to help me be the servant that I have become for the city of Reading, and that's my wife, Ruth Erasuri Moran. So, before I start, I'd like to take a moment of silence to reflect on the public servants that we lost this past year. So if you will, please join me in honoring my friends, Council President Jeff Waltman, former Chief of Staff Frank Dembosky, as well as former mayors Paul Anstadt and Joe Eppheimer, and former Council President Paul Hall. We truly are blessed to have had their level of commitment and dedication to the community and public service. Therefore, I ask that you please join me for a moment of silence. Thank you. I can't begin to tell you how honored I am to once again have the opportunity to speak to those of you gathered here today and those of you watching remotely about the state of our city. While I look forward to telling you about the amazing things that we have experienced together over the past year, this will not be a speech that simply lists accomplishments. Today, we will also look at the path moving forward and how we can continue to work together to face the challenges that lie ahead. The state of the city is something we all share. It's alive, it's vibrant, as vibrant as its people, as diverse as our neighborhoods, and as solid as its workforce. Our city is one with much to offer. The state of our city lies in its people, each one unique, with hopes, dreams, and expectation of a city where they feel safe, comfortable, and proud to call home. But there are many challenges that can make those hopes and dreams difficult to achieve. So maybe the best way to describe the state of our great city is a city that is gaining momentum, but with work to be done. And we will do it together. There is so much going on in this city that I cannot begin to give a complete account today. Instead, I will try my best to highlight some of the major accomplishments and the challenges we have faced and continue to face. Over the past few years, a lot has been done to build a better Reading, one that is better to live, work, learn, and play in. But we have more to do. Let me begin by emphasizing the positive. And let's start with the big one. Through hard dedication and sacrifice, we were able to exit Act 47 on time and with a strong outlook for the future. That sounds good. I'm going to dare say that again. Through dedication and sacrifice, we were able to exit Act 47. PFM, the financial management group assigned to the city when he entered Act 47 in 2009, has applauded the city's remarkable turnaround in its financial performances. We achieved this by working through 3 multi-year financial recovery plans and implementing them through the efforts of our dedicated employees, the city residents, property owners, employees, and city council. We all have shared the sacrifice that lead us to financial recovery. In fact, PFM has noted how our financial performances in 2022 is hardly recognizable compared to the dire situation the city faced in 2009. Here's how we did it. As of 2022, the city has made full payment to the 3 employee pension plans, established an $18 million capital budget without any new borrowing, strengthened our financial management, including a more detailed and transparent budget, which will help guide the city finances, created annual budget surpluses, creating a cash reserve and a fund balance of over $30 million. Notably, this year, the city's bond rating improved from BBB+ to A- under the S&P rating system. I would like to take a moment and say thank you. Each one of you and everyone deserves a big thank you for their efforts and sacrifice made in order for us to achieve financial stability. Our charge now is to remember the lessons learned then and avoid falling back to the old ways of spending beyond our means and keep financial management highly accountable. There was also good news on the revenue side going into 2023. As of the end of this past year, the city general fund has a multi-million-dollar surplus, and we have collected $26 million, almost 95%, and $26.1 million in earned income tax. That's nearly 24% over budget, and $8.9 million in real estate transfer tax, about 62% over budget. The financial reporting is so encouraging and shows that promising positions we are in, and we will allow us to do significant investment for the city's future. With an increase in capital improvement fund and the financial boost we received from the American Rescue Plan Act, we were able to make substantial improvement to our city's parks and other critical infrastructure, with more improvement plans ahead, to say the least. One of my main priorities is also to improve our neighborhoods. Revitalizing our park system is one of the ways we can do this. It will provide spaces for our recreation activities and serve both our youth and our families. Some of the enhancements we have achieved and are working on are as follows. In 2022, we dedicated $10.3 million to citywide parks improvements. We dedicated $3.5 million to complete construction on several projects, including Schragle Park, the pool, Heritage Park, Pagoda Access, and Eggerman's Park Pavilion. We are getting ready to break ground on 9 additional projects, including the Reading Skate Park, 6th and Amity Playground, 3rd and Spruce and Center Avenue. We used an additional $414,000 to replace and repair broken playground equipment, such as swings, slides, and nets throughout the city park sites. And it's with great pride that I can say that the city park and 3rd and Spruce playground projects will have an all-abilities playground, which is something very near and dear to my heart. As many of you know, my son Danny is autistic. So as mayor, it is important for me to help others with needs and challenges and to increase access to all city has to offer. Excuse me. We're also investing over $4.5 million to add ADA access to several public buildings and to repair long-standing roofing issues, HVAC systems, and other necessary maintenance at the City Hall. Various fire stations library buildings, and the Public Works building. We also significantly improved our city streets, paving 21,000 feet. That's roughly 4 miles in 2022. And we repaired and upgraded over 20 traffic signals, and we will continue this momentum with more street pavement in 2023. We will also continue to focus on revitalizing our downtown. We look to achieve, with the help from many of our private sector partners, including the Schumann Development Corporation and Alvernia University, whose recent projects have injected new life into our core business and residential area. There are many other projects planned and or already underway, which the city is excited about. In particular, we now are closer than ever to restoring passenger rail service connecting Philadelphia to downtown Reading. As a member of that authority, it gives me great pleasure to serve our community and represent them. We are investing in the city's workforce too. We awarded $2 million in ARPA funds to our 3 local colleges so they can advance their programs by providing enhanced education and training, resulting in better employment opportunities in the medical and technology fields and various business vocations. We also supported the Berks Latino Workforce Development Corporation with $1.9 million in funding to renovate the Tech Centro facility on South 6th Street. This improvement will provide career education and training opportunities in various fields, providing city residents with access to well-paying careers. The Mayor's Summer Youth Initiative program, which I introduced, it had 26 high school students to the working world, placing them in paying jobs for 4 weeks while also exploring post-secondary opportunities and teaching them essential life skills. This year, we plan to increase that participation to 50 students over an 8-week period. We're investing in local business like the Supernatural Produce product, which will bring over 120 jobs to our residents and provide direct access to healthy food choices in the North 4th and Elm Street neighborhood and citywide access through its distribution network. Our next round of ARPA funding will be dedicated to small business owners. That, in turn, will help them better serve our residents. This next round will begin in the coming months. We continue to invest in our local community organizations. The city secured $630,000 for Centros Hispanos Reading Community Health Hub project. This grant will help Centro Hispano provide resources and healthcare programming to the city's growing Latino community in Reading who experience challenges with transportation. We also received grant funding from the Office of Minority Health to address the economic and health disparities that exist in our city. Health literacy directly influences health outcomes, especially those related to COVID-19. Through the Advancing Health Literacy Grant Program, the City of Reading and its community partners will continue to work on increasing access to health information. And at this moment, I would really like to thank our community partners, Reading Area Community College, Penn State Health, and Latino Connection, who have joined us in this effort. Please give them a round of applause. As part of this effort, 20 mobile vaccine clinics were held at 20 different locations throughout the city. The pandemic has also impacted the renting housing market, affecting residents' ability to pay raising rent or utility costs and increasing homelessness for that matter. Reading's Human Relations Commission has worked hard to help those displaced from their homes, many due to a pandemic-related complication. In 2022, they helped 542 families with a total of over $650,000 in rental and utility assistance. The Human Relations Commission worked with the Berks County Coalition to End Homelessness and many other area agencies to assist people in need. We are also incredibly proud of the Eviction Prevention Pilot Project through the offices of the Honorable Tanya Butler and the Honorable Carissa Johnson. The HRC has provided tenants facing evictions with case management assistance, case mediation, and rental housing assistance in 2022. The success of this program was recently showcased at a statewide conference where RHC discussed the eviction prevention program and how it could become a model for other communities throughout the state. Excuse me. In another effort to improve housing, the city was also awarded a federal lead paint hazard abatement grant of $3.4 million to remediate lead exposure in 150 homes and create healthier homes for the city's children. We also gave the Reading Housing Authority $750,000 to develop the Oldbrook Home Center for Community Service by renovating an underutilized property management building, which now serves as their neighborhood resource center, which provides programming that addresses economic self-sufficiency and food insecurities, and allows to access services currently inaccessible to their residents. Another area to measure the city's success in government is how well it responds to its residents' various needs and concerns. As the late council president, Jeff Waltman, would often say, there are a lot of moving parts to this. One of those moving parts is communication and how well we provide our citizens with a way to contact the city and report a problem or concern they would like to fix. Resident, business owners, and visitors can call or use an app to manage and message our invaluable Citizen Service Center for assistance. Our community knows that we are here to help. Just look at these numbers. Our CSC staff responded over 27,000 calls in 2022. That's 110 calls a day, folks. And over 23,000 service requests. Over 1,200 new users were added to the Acela messaging system for a total of over 5,000 users. As this technology advances and more people utilize it, we will continue to see improvement in our citizens. We encourage everyone to take advantage of this simple and effective way to connect with the city services. Another area of measure is the city's ability to engage in its residents in keeping our city clean, primarily through the Mayor's Clean City Initiative. As part of our Sustainability Division in Public Works, the staff is tasked with leading this effort. This past year, the Clean City team completed 931 cleanups, illegal dumping remediation projects, which included the collection of over 11,000 bags of litter and trash and 794 bulk items for a total collection of 194 tons. Through the Mayor's Clean City Initiative, we have partnered with 106 volunteer groups for the Adopt a Block program since its rebirth in May. Program participants consist of 26 businesses, 60 residents, 12 not-for-profit organizations, and 3 community gardens, in addition to 4 churches and a school. My hope is that this program's momentum continues to grow and more residents and community stakeholders join us taking care of our community. We should take pride of where we live. In addition to the Adopt a Block program, we have worked with various volunteer groups to complete 65 cleanup across the city. With the help of these groups, we had 166 volunteers clean up a total of 49 tons of trash, litter, and bulk items. The City Solid Waste Program is another critical component of our Clean City initiative. I am happy to report that our current enrollment has increased to 26,422 units, which is 94% of eligible households. We expect to be close to 100 by year's end as we continue to improve program service response for our constituents. The Street Sweeper program also expanded into the Reading Housing Authority's Oak Brook and Glenside housing development. This expansion added 63 blocks to the weekly street cleaning program schedule. All these moving parts play an important role in helping the city build and keep a clean and appealing place for all to live and work, a better place. Again, this does not come without its challenges. This is a big task to tackle. So whether you are a resident, visitor, student, or worker, let's continue working together to build a better Reading, a cleaner Reading. Another initiative I am proud of is the conservation of our environment. Through our sustainability efforts, the City of Reading recognizes the importance and is constantly looking at ways to conserve and renew our planet's resources. Some highlights are that we welcome about 1,500 people to City Park to celebrate Earth Day, and 250 people to Riverfront Park for Riversilla, where 175 people were able to kayak for the first time. We sponsored AmeriCorps' Reading Climate Corps program, which produced 7,000 hours of environmental stewardship services, including environmental career training for young adults 18 to 24. Funding for this program came from the W.M. Penn Foundation, Delaware River Climate Corps, and the City of Reading. We planted 875 trees at Benhart Dam Park area and stabilized sediments and removed 45 bags of invasive plants from the lake bed. We produced new electricity and natural gas supplier contracts for a saving of 25% over market rates. Caring for our environment and its natural resources is essential. This is why, as a city, we continue to increase our efforts to become better stewards of our world. I want to acknowledge the hard work of our public works, police, and fire, as these departments provide essential around-the-clock services to our residents. These public servants face challenges, tasks, in tough economic times and demanding environments, yet are the most recognizable city services and one that we all depend on every day. Our wastewater treatment plant employees continue to excel as a high-functioning, state-of-the-art team. In fact, our sewers team received the 2022 Eastern PA Water Pollution Control Operators Association Award for collecting systems operations. They also were recognized for maintenance excellence and collection system safety. Thank you, I say. Public Works also handles its fair share of emergencies, such as the sewer pipe collapse at North 6th Street and Buttonwood Street that threatened streets to interrupt sewer service to businesses and residents. The city worked alongside the contractors and operator to place a bypass pumping operation to ensure property owners have continuous sanitary sewer service. The final step in that project is street paving, curbs, ramps, and sidewalks, which will occur in the spring of 2023. Another department that responds to emergencies on a daily basis is our Reading Fire and Emergency Medical Service Department, which is second to none. In 2022, fire responded to 7,188 calls, including 366 structure fires, while our EMS handled 19,215 calls. To them, I say thank you also. Upgrades to fire apparatus and equipment were made again in 2022 to ensure their continuing ability to respond to emergencies promptly and effectively. The recent upgrades included a new 93-foot tower ladder truck, the replacement of all fire hoses, and a variety of new EMS equipment, which will help crews provide a higher level of care to the citizens of this great city. In addition, 2 new 1,500-gallon per minute pumpers are expected for delivery in the spring of 2023. Again, thank you to our state and federal partners who supported us in funding these upgrades. I would be remiss if I didn't mention another major upgrade to our fire department that made significant progress over the past year. The new state-of-the-art fire station at 9th and Marion is nearing completion and will be ready to open in the upcoming months. (2022) was also a year of transition for our fire department, as 4 members retired, including our former fire chief, William Stout Jr. I believe I speak for everyone who knows Bill when I say thank you for your many years of service, leading the department with your knowledge and dedication to the city and its citizens. And we are pleased to welcome our new fire chief, James Stout, whose years of experience and commitment to the department has provided a seamless transition as the department moves forward. The Reading Police Department also continues its dedication to our citizens. In keeping with best practices across the nation, the department has focused on updating policies and procedures and providing the best training possible to our officers. During 2022, police concentrated their training efforts on the proper use of force, de-escalation, and community engagement. The department partnered with local organizations for some of the training listed, including dialogue opportunities on current community issues related to law enforcement. In 2023 and 2024, the department plans to provide additional training in crisis intervention, implicit bias, and cultural sensitivity and diversity. Over the past year, the Reading Police Department continued to improve community relations through engagement activities, both at the big events such as National Night Out and the Faith and Blue program, and smaller community-based events such as Coffee with a Cop. Neighborhood community events hosted by our faith-based organizations, outreach programs with the Reading School District, and other local organizations remain vital in building these bridges. This year, we will expand on these programs and outreach efforts to create more opportunities for our officers to engage with residents at neighborhood-based events. The Reading Police Department also completed various capital improvement projects in 2022. The renovation of the Central Records Suite, facilities, and equipment improvements in the Patrol Division and Video Safety Unit, VSU. The VSU improvement project included overhauling the central infrastructure, which added 27 cameras to its network and provided the capability to expand our camera network into other neighborhoods, business district, and around our schools and playground, which is huge. But we know there is still work to be done, especially in preventing violence among our young people. When you read or hear about violence on our streets, you learn that much of it is associated with drugs, gangs, and domestic violence. Most of it is targeted towards a specific person, and it's not random. But that doesn't make us feel any better. It's one of the most difficult challenges we face as a city, one that is keeping our city from reaching its full potential. It's unbelievable that our young people suffer from this level of senseless act of violence. The recent incident in Virginia where a 6-year-old brought a gun to school and shot his teacher is simply heart-wrenching. Something has gone radically wrong for these to have occurred. Unimaginable acts of violence have plagued our own city youth too. I've put out a call for action and all-out community effort to stop this violence among our young people. I've gone to schools at dismissal to connect with kids and share program information from many of our great local organizations along with many individuals. I've partnered with many of these organizations, parents, and other community influencers to find ways to find this epidemic. We have to stop this. Many of these efforts and organizations need the community support and involvement to reach our youth, gain their trust, and find ways to prevent them from choosing violence to solve their problem and deal with their emotions. The complexity of this issue means we also need to rally behind agencies that address root causes such as homelessness and addiction, as well as those agencies that provide basic necessities such as food, medical care, and counseling on trauma, life skills, and job training. Addressing these conditions, which can sometimes lead to poor judgment and decision-making, is one of the many ways we are responding. To this end, City Council and I approved American Rescue Plan Act funds totaling over $5 million to local not-for-profit organizations to support and expand their efforts. In addition, the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency awarded the Reading Police Department $2.7 million in grants to expand our ability to address gun violence. These grants allowing for funding to be used through 2024 for activities such as staffing a neighborhood gun violence unit within the Patrol Division to investigate gun violence incidents at the street level, assigning investigators to focus specifically on gun violence incidents, increasing the frequency and effectiveness of the Reading Police Department multi-agency operation ceasefire details, which coordinates local, state, and federal law enforcement to conduct large-scale investigations and enforcing activities. Training our police officers to improve retention of well-trained and experienced personnel and establish a new recruiting program with an emphasis on increasing diversity within the department is important to me. As essential as these tools are in combating crime and improving prevention efforts, they will never replace the importance of attention, involvement, and teamwork of parents, family, faith-based organizations, teachers, coaches, and mentors. We must all continue to do our part and work together so we can build a better Reading for our kids, our families, and our community as a whole. Another way to combat criminal activity is by strengthening our housing. The number of blighted properties and substandard housing creates public safety issues. Strengthening our partnerships with agencies such as Neighborhood Housing Services and Habitat for Humanity, and finding ways to renovate, demolish, or repurpose many of these deteriorating buildings will help our city become safer and more valuable to home ownership. As I wind down my review of our current state of affairs, I want to remind you that we also created opportunities to have great fun this past year. Winter Wonderland was a very positive initiative that has taken place over the last couple of months. The city partnered with the Reading Parking Authority, the Reading Area Water Authority, and the Reading Royals Slapshot Charities to provide Reading's residents the opportunity to ice skate for free at the Santander Arena on the same ice rink as the Reading Royals. I'm incredibly pleased to announce that due to the overwhelming community interest, available skating times were reserved in record time, and we were able to expand the event and add more sessions in January, which will conclude this weekend. This initiative allowed more than 1,200 people to show off their ice skating skills, or the lack thereof in some cases, as I witnessed many of them as I attended. It was a new and exciting activity offered in our downtown that our citizens supported and embraced, and we look forward to creating similar opportunities in the future. I like to think outside the box. Let me remind you that we also hosted the second annual Halloween on Penn, which attracted many children and families to celebrate the holiday in a safe and enjoyable environment with music, community groups, bouncy houses, and treats. I want to say thank you to all the sponsors who made these events possible. We are also looking forward to celebrate the 275th anniversary of the City of Reading this year. The 275th Anniversary Steering Committee, with the dedication and effort of City Council President Donna Reed, has been working hard to make sure that the celebration will be one full of excitement while honoring the city's history. So I've given you quite a bit of information about the state of our city, the growth and some growing pains, achievement and progress, areas that require more work, but I'm not done yet. My hope is to be here next year to share the continued efforts, dedication, and hard work of my administration. Before I close, I want to thank all those that contributed to the city's well-being, growth, and success. Your contributions, no matter how large or small, makes this city a great place to live, work, learn, and play. I also want to thank the employees of the City of Reading. Sincerely, thank you. The organizations are about people, and I'm convinced we have some of the best and finest men and women in the country working right here for the City of Reading. I'm glad they continue to choose to use their skills and talents to help the city succeed. Again, thank you. We made and had a lot of success in 2022. I'm proud of the accomplishments we achieved over the past year. It has been a privilege to share and celebrate the excellent work that's being done, while also confronting the challenges that still exist. We remain committed to working hard to find the solutions. I say together, we are building a better Reading. Thank you, and may God bless you. Thank you. I believe there's still some snacks outside and some coffee. Please join me as we continue to celebrate this amazing successes of 2022 and look forward for 2023. Again, God bless.